Good evening. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Here comes another fun event by the Bears of South Florida to kickstart the holiday season as the Bears prepare for a major give back to the community.
Grindr is a familiar app for those who seek a partner. We may think of younger people using it for a hookup, but a new study reveals those over 54 are also among the most frequent users.
It was the year 2005 when the beautiful queer drama by Ang Lee hit theaters. While it touched every queer heart, it also made us realize the difficulties queer couples endured back in the 60s. Queer News Tonight looks back and asks, how much has changed?
The Warwick Rowers is rebranding as the Barefoot Men, and the men in the newest photo shoot are here to help redefine nakedness among men.
South Florida's nonprofits are celebrating World AIDS Day on December 1st, and we are all invited. Show your support for the community and be the face of inclusivity and acceptance. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire, TV Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. It's Thursday, November 30th, 2023. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
I'm one of your anchors at Queer News Tonight, Hunter Ohanian. This evening, we bring you the news of and perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community from South Florida, America, and across the planet.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in the LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one largest LGBTQ+ media company in America, Hotspots Magazine's Happening Out Television Network. Our magazine is celebrating 39 years of the LGBTQ+ experience in our television news, talk and entertainment shows. Support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Let's welcome Alex Friendlander. Alex has her own podcast, Les Podcast, as well as the founder and CEO of the Hug Movement, an organization created to raise awareness and to encourage others to instill more compassion and kindness into the world. She is also the owner of Fried Media LLC, which is a full-service interactive digital media agency. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
Let's welcome anchor Bob Hentschel. He's a professional accountant and is on the committee of My Hollywood Pride. He is a member of multiple gay Disney Facebook groups, including the Gay Days Monorail Pub Crawl. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, everyone, and My Hollywood Pride is coming up soon. Volunteer at myhollywoodpride.com. I especially need volunteers at the Pride store.
Great. Let's welcome Will Haas. Will serves as the president of the Bears of South Florida and is a seasoned bi-coastal real estate professional with experience in the Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manors, and Naples, Marco Island locations. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Thursday, November 30th. First, let's queer up gay culture. The Bears of South Florida celebrate holiday party and upcoming community giveback. It's time for some holiday cheer with the Bears of South Florida. One of South Florida's most beloved gay social organizations will help you get ready for drinks, dinner, fellowship, and fun for the holidays. A cash bar will be available and dinner will be served. This is also the season when the Bears give back to the community. The event will be held at the Pride Center at Equality Park on Friday, December 8th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Tickets for the event are $20. The Bears of South Florida is a nonprofit organization and a social charitable group that raises funds through a variety of activities and then donates that money to support other nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations in our community. The organization is getting ready to announce their 2023 give back to the community. Last year, they raised $16,000 for charity. And when the 2023 amount is announced, Queer News Tonight anticipates it's going to be a record. Further details about the nominees for the grants will be revealed at the December 8th Community Give Back event. Learn all about the Bears of South Florida at bossfl.org. Well, let's chat about this a little bit. Hello, Will.
Hey, so this is our 20th anniversary for the Bears of South Florida, and our goal was to give away $20,000 this year through men getting together, having fun, and just socializing, being warm, welcoming, and accepting. And I will tell you, it's our 20th anniversary. Our goal was $20,000, and we far exceeded that. And we're looking forward to give it out to 11 different LGBTQ plus nonprofits.
It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks
very much.
Yeah, I've been to that event in the past, and there's such camaraderie, and it's such a wonderful organization in the sense that people get to hang out together and they get to spend time with each other. But then also, it's not just social, even though social is an important part of it. The fact that $20,000 goes to nonprofit organizations in the community. Mm-hmm. Tell us, what are some of the organizations that have received money in the past?
So the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, the Pride Wind Ensemble, a Sunserve, Pavarello, to name a few.
Yeah. When I was at the Stonewall Museum, we
Yes.
received money many years. Have you been to the event, Alex?
I have not, but I definitely would love to go.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Well, it's something that we should all do together.
Yes.
And we do everything from pool parties, cooking classes, going bowling, going for wine pairing classes to
Speed dating? I mean,
no speed dating yet. But you'll make a lot of friends when you come to some of our events.
yeah, I went on a bear cruise last year with it, and the nicest bunch of guys I ever hung out with, God's honest truth. And I think this is just a personal opinion, but I think bears are like grossly underappreciated in this community, but that's just my own opinion.
It's just a wonderful organization to be a part of, and we welcome everybody to our events, and we have a lot of fun. And we raise money by having fun. So what more could you ask for? And we're a full volunteer organization. So,
Right. Well, again, thank you for all the great work. I think the next story is on you.
yes. Next, let's queer up health. Smart Ride, Pride Center, and Broward House organize World AIDS events. December 1st, Friday, December 1st is World AIDS Day and Smart Ride. Pride Center and Broward House are celebrating it by arranging different events, commemorating those who have lost their lives to HIV and AIDS, and to stand by those who have lost their loved ones to it. The motto is to spread awareness and to make the HIV/AIDS affected feel inclusive. And support the Smart Ride, joined by hands by Pavarello to organize special display of AIDS memorial quilts in Wilton Manors. December 1st and 2nd from 12 to 5 p.m. at Wilton Manors, Hagan Park. The community will have the opportunity to view a large portion of the world's famous AIDS quilt, honoring the unique stories stitched together on the largest community arts project in history. Pride Center and the Broward House, on the other hand, have arranged a candlelight walk and vigil on December 1st at 6:30 p.m. at Hagan Park, continuing down to Wilton Drive and accumulating at the Pride Center for a collective remembrance. support, and continued vigilance. HIV testing will also be available at the Pride Center during the vigil. Be there for both events to support the community.
Hey, I'm Rusty Carbaugh, and I'm coming to you today on behalf of Broward House from the all-new Symmetry Fitness in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I get to do what I love every day as a personal trainer and coach, helping people to live their best lives and experience it in the best body possible. And why do I get to do that? Because I stay in treatment. That's right, I take my medication every day so that I can live the best life possible. And we're coming together on Friday, December 1st at 6:30 p.m. in Hagen Park to honor all of those people who didn't have these medications available and who paved the way for us to live the best lives possible today. That's right, the Red Ribbon Campaign, World AIDS Day on Friday, December 1st. Join me at 6:30 p.m. at Hagen Park. We're going to march off at 7 o'clock for a walk, and we're going to end up at the Pride Center in Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manors, right at 5 Points on Dixie Highway. So come and join us. Bring the memory of those. Light a candle and walk it off with us. This is all brought to you by Broward House, and it's going to be a celebration of unity, hope, and remembrance. Friday, December 1st, World AIDS Day. Mark your calendar now, and I hope to see you there at 6:30 p.m. at Hagen Park.
Next, let's queer up seniors. New report reveals Grindr #1 app for 54-plus age group in 2023. The UK's communications regulator published new research this week on the nation's online lives, from their use of AI and messaging services to their favorite news apps and porn sites. Through the study, based on a range of media trackers and polls, the watchdog determined that more than 10% of UK adults are using online dating services like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Grindr, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, and OkCupid. Overall, Tinder is the highest reaching app among UK online adults at 2.5 million users, followed by Bumble Inc., which owns Bumble and Badoo, at 1.7 million. But despite having by far the highest reach, time spent on Tinder was relatively low. In May 2023, visitors spent just over an hour on Tinder. In comparison, Grindr boasted the longest time spent per visitor by far. In May 2023, the average user spent nearly 7 hours topping through profiles and sending DMs. When it comes to age groups, Grindr created a huge surprise. Grindr proved to be the most popular app for adults aged over 54. According to Ofcom's research, Grindr is reaching 136,000 people who are above 54. Generally speaking, the LGBTQ plus dating app kept up with the most popular platforms across almost all age groups.
Next, let's queer up entertainment. Looking back at our queer world when Brokeback premiered 18 years ago this week. It's hard to believe, but it's already been 18 years since Ang Lee's groundbreaking, Oscar-winning gay romantic drama first premiered in theaters, telling the story of decades-long love affair between American cowboys Ennis Del Mar, played by Heath Ledger, and Jack Twist, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Brokeback was a critical success at the time of release and won multiple Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay. More importantly, it was heralded for its heartfelt and authentic depiction of queer love, and is regarded as a major turning point in regard to queer storytelling in mainstream media. The movie sheds light on life back in 1963 in Wyoming, and how two gay lovers navigated through their lives while accepting and dealing with the facts of their sexuality. The movie is about rodeo cowboy Jack Twist and ranch hand Ennis Del Mar, who are hired by a rancher as sheep herds in Wyoming. One night on Brokeback Mountain, Jack makes a drunken pass at Ennis that is eventually reciprocated. Though Ennis marries his longtime sweetheart Alma, and Jack marries a fellow rodeo rider, the two men keep up their tortured and sporadic affair of over the course of 20 years. The movie was groundbreaking in discussing themes of being in the closet, discrimination, stigma, and more. While focusing on the 1960s The film highlighted the same issues in much of America in 2005. Two main gay characters were played by straight actors. Looking back allows us to shed the light of change in America in the last 18 years.
Next up, let's queer up education. Barefoot Men is redefining how men perceive nakedness with each other. Britain's The Warwick Rowers are now barefoot men. Established in 2009, the Mental Health Project was stated by queer activist Angus Malcolm. Its goal was to create a series of naked calendars featuring straight sportsmen as directed challenge to homophobia in sporting cultures. Initially, profits for the sales went towards funding for the rowing club at the Warwick University. In 2019, Warwick Rowers internationally rebranded as the Worldwide Roar. Now they are rebranding again to name the Barefoot Men. The male nudity gives organization attention from around the world, but now they are once again evolving. The website says their message has gradually evolved as explore the role of men in wider issues of misogyny, inequality, and toxic masculinity, especially in sports. They saw the impact of outdated thinking on male mental health. The concept of carbon footprint has been a popular way to understand our personal responsibility towards the planet over the past 20 years. According to the website, Barefoot Men promotes the concept of social footprint as an equally personal obligation that can help us all, particularly men. The 2024 calendar is available for purchase at barefootmen.org.
Much of the country is getting ready for snow, but with average winter temperatures in the 70s, the 24 miles of golden beaches in Greater Fort Lauderdale offer a year-round retreat. LGBTQ plus locals and visitors alike spend sunny winter days on Fort Lauderdale's Sebastian Street Beach or Pompano's Stonewall Beach, both just a short drive from the gay businesses of Wilton Manors. It just proves that no matter the time of year, Visit Fort Lauderdale is for everyone under the sun.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting the partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up trans rights. Dylan Mulvaney wins Forbes 30 Under 30 award. Dylan Mulvaney, the comedic transgender influencer who skyrocketed to fame this year via her 365 Days of Girlhood series on TikTok, and drew right-wing controversy over her brand partnership with Bud Light, has been named one of Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30. The business publication's annual list honors 30 influential people under the age of 30 in various industries. Mulvaney, whose TikTok account boasts 10.4 million followers, is included in the social media category. Forbes also included her in its 2023 top creators list earlier this year. Mulvaney has earned an estimated $2 million this year and has landed partnerships with the Nike athletic brand and MAC Cosmetics.
LGBTQ+, 1 Minute News, let's queer up students and youth. Middle schoolers tell Moms for Liberty, stop bullying LGBTQ+ youth. Students in the Seattle public schools have clapped back at Moms for Liberty, sending the far-right group handmade cards bearing pro-LGBTQ+ messages like LGBTQ+ rights are human rights. Most of the cards use the colors of the rainbow. According to the spokesperson, sending the cards was an independent activity, not part of the school curriculum, and they were sent last spring. The cards came with a letter from Seattle teacher Ann Christensen saying they were from concerned middle school students. However, Moms for Liberty, which campaigns against LGBTQ+ content in schools, supposedly in the name of parental rights, shared several images of the cards this month on its X feed saying the Seattle public schools are indoctrinating and weaponizing children.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News, let's queer up the USA view. A new poll, most Americans don't favor their state banning trans-affirming healthcare. A new poll from the Data for Progress think tank found most voters don't believe state legislatures have the right to ban abortion or gender-affirming care. They surveyed more than 1,200 voters nationwide and found most believe that personal health decisions should be guided by medical professionals, not elected lawmakers. However, the key finding was that 55% of voters believe state lawmakers should not be allowed to implement full bans on abortion and gender-affirming medical care and place criminal charges on physicians who provide this care. By comparison, just 34% believe those restrictions do fall under the purview of politicians.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News, let's queer up politics. Marjorie Taylor Greene comes to aid of George Santos as we expect his expulsion on Friday. The ongoing controversy surrounding New York Republican Representative George Santos on Capitol Hill has approached a critical juncture as California Democratic Representative Robert Garcia introduced a privilege motion on Tuesday afternoon, necessitating a vote on Santos' expulsion within 2 legislative days. Garcia is the second lawmaker to announce a measure to oust the embattled New York congressman following the release of a damning House Ethics Committee report earlier this month. However, Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has voiced her frustration over the GOP's handling of the Santos situation on X, questioning her party's leadership priorities as it wills to expel a not yet convicted Republican member. The vote on Santos' expulsion is expected to take place on Friday.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News, let's queer up entertainment. The queer love story in The Color Purple has been restored to the December movie. This Christmas, we'll all be watching The Color Purple, starring Fantasia Barrino as Celie, Coleman Domingo as Mr. The upcoming movie musical is an adaptation of Alice Walker's 1982 novel of the same name. Executive producers are Steven Spielberg and Oprah. However, there's one aspect of the story that fans have been hoping will be prominently featured in the new movie, and that is the lesbian love story between Celie and a blues singer, Snug Avery, which was present in the book but neglected in the subtext in the 1985 film. Screenwriter Marcus Gardley, who was queer, said that the queer romance was significant to his vision for the film. Gardley feels that Snug is bisexual, and Celie, despite being married to a man, is a lesbian. Advance word in the film suggests the storyline between the two is vigorously explored. This is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community for the world's first and only LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells types of LGBT plus stories in motion and sound. This is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Hunter Ohanian, and on behalf of these reporters, these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Alex, Bob, Will, we will see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you all a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.